Hey everyone. Today we're going to be starting to talk about percentages. Now percentages are just another way that we can show pieces of a whole, a lot like a fraction or a decimal. And today we'll start with learning how to make models of percentages or showing how we might draw or work them out in real life. So here's our problem. Jackie is using 1-inch tiles to make the mosaic shown here in just a second. She needs a total of 100 tiles. What percentage of those tiles are green? So here's our picture. So Jackie's using these 1-inch tiles. She's going to make this mosaic. She needs a total of 100 tiles. So that means that in our mosaic here, I know I've got 100 pieces. What percentage, what portion of the pieces are green? I want you to stop for a second and think through how you might go about figuring that out. Well, a 10 by 10 grid like we've got here, so there are 10 pieces along each row and 10 pieces in each column. That's 10 rows of 10 or 10 columns of 10, which 10 times 10 is 100. So this 10 by 10 grid can be used to represent 100ths. Each little piece would be 1/100th of the whole. It can also be used to represent percentages. A percent just means out of 100. For example, 50 out of 100 is 50 100ths, or it's also 50%. Now knowing that, can you figure out what percentage of these tiles are green? So how would we work this out? Well, the first thing we could start by doing is counting the number of green tiles. We can do that by simply counting them out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. Okay, so I've got 36 green tiles, right? The next thing I've got to figure out is how many tiles we had in total. Now if I think back to the problem, we said this was a 10 by 10 grid, or there were 100 tiles. So I have 100 tiles in all, and 36 of these tiles were green. That means, well, as a fraction, it would be 36 out of 100, or 36 100ths. And remember, a percent just means out of 100. So we have 36 out of 100, or 36%. Now while percents can sound really scary, that's all there is to it. They're just pieces out of 100. So in this case, because Jackie's using 36 green tiles out of the 100 total tiles she has, she's using 36% green. Remember, percents just mean out of 100. So you can make a percent out of any fraction if you rename its denominator 100. That means if you multiply or divide the top and the bottom by a number, and you get that bottom number, the denominator, to 100, that means you have automatically a percent. Decimals are also percentages. You just need to make sure that you round to the 100th spot. If you round to the 100th place in any decimal, you have that as a percent. Any picture representation of a fraction of a whole thing can also be made into a percentage by cutting it into 100 equal pieces and then counting how many pieces you have. You could also count it into parts if you can figure out how many pieces of 100 would be in each part. We'll actually walk that through in the guided practice here in just a second. But remember, percentages are just what we've been working with already. They're just a fraction or a decimal. You just have to have things in the hundredths place. That way you've got the right size pieces, since percent means out of 100. That's all there is to it. We're going to try a couple guided practice questions, and then we'll have some independent practice for you today in just a moment.